Does your license need saving? Do the wise thing. Call Wise Man Lawyers. Does your license need saving? Do the wise thing. Call Wise Man Lawyers. Don't face that court alone. Let the Wise Man team get you back on the road. Does your license need saving? Do the wise thing. Call the Wise Man team at Wise Man Lawyers.
Alright, today I'm at Richlands Magistrates Court. It was an extremely high risk of jail matter, repeat DUI drink driving, specifically repeat high range DUI drink driving. This was his 5th drink driving offence in total, and being his 4th high range drink driving offence, 2nd high range in 5 years, 3rd in 6 years, 4th in about 7 years. Just to put it in perspective, if you're charged with your 3rd high range in 5 years, it's mandatory imprisonment. And in fact, that was the situation he found himself in last time. The 3 did fall within 5 years last time. So this was his 4th high range. Last time was obviously his 3rd, but it was his 3rd in 5 years. So last time he was given what's called immediate parole. So imprisonment can be served in a number of ways. But just to confirm, last time he faced mandatory imprisonment, because it was his 3rd high range in 5 years. On that occasion, he was given what's called immediate parole. So mandatory imprisonment can be served either by way of a wholly suspended sentence, meaning you don't actually go to jail, but it hangs over your head for a period, and if you play up, it'll drop down. There's what's called an intensive correction order, meaning you've got to report to probation and parole and basically do what you're told for the period. So you're serving the sentence in the community rather than a cell. The next level, that's immediate parole, which means technically you've actually gone to jail, but today's your first release date and you're on parole during the period, and again you report to probation and parole and do what you're told. And he actually got immediate parole last time. So fast forward to this occasion, the first one and second one the first one was well and truly out of the last 5 years. The second one was only just outside of the last 5 years, like literally a month. So if this had all occurred, 6 weeks ago, it would have been 3rd in 5 again. But yeah, the second offence was just outside of the last 5 years, but the 3rd definitely was, and the 4th high range being today obviously was. And as I said, there was a previous low range, several years ago. So it was his 4th high range, 5th DUI in total. The very first one was a low range. So it wasn't mandatory jail today, because going back in time, the 3rd one, so today's the 4th high range. The 3rd high range was within the last 5 years, but the second one was like literally a month outside of the last 5 years. So it wasn't mandatory imprisonment. But that said, a magistrate's going to look at history like that and go, this guy needs to go to jail. And just talking about the readings, so today was 0.184, last time was 0.237, time before that 0.153, time before that 0.186, and the first one in time was a low range 0.063. But we're talking 4 high range, all very high. One in the last 5 years, one just outside of the last 5 years. No, it wasn't mandatory imprisonment, but a starting point is, why shouldn't I send this guy to jail? And considering he got immediate parole last time, in order of severity of forms of imprisonment that can be served to the community, immediate parole is the most severe. So the most lenient's a wholly suspended sentence. The next level up from that's intensive correction order. The next level up from that is immediate parole, and there's nowhere to go above that other than actual jail. So we were in a bit of a difficult situation today. The only sort of things that he had going for him was A, that he'd engaged me, B, the last offence was about 4.5 years ago. So about 4.5 years ago, 5 years ago, we had 2 high ranges in about 6 months. The 4.5 years ago was obviously within the last 5 years, but the other one was a bit over 5 years ago. So there's a 4.5 year gap in offending, and back then he was young fool, nothing to live for, whereas now, settled down, relationship, having a baby and all the rest of it. So, people can do a lot of growing up in 5 years, and in my view, my client had, and obviously it was my job to convince the magistrate of that as well. I prepared detailed written submissions up of the case law and the legislation to bolster my submissions that he shouldn't go in and serve actual custody. I warned my client, stakes are high. I'll do my best, but if I was a betting man, I'd say you're going in. But that said, with that sort of 75% chance of going in versus 25% of me keeping you out, I'm going to work as hard as I can in that 25% and pull out all stops, which I did. So detailed written submissions, it was about 5 pages of various cases of legislation. Got him to do the course that we get all of our clients to do. Got him to get references based on a template provide all of our clients. Met him in court this morning, ran through everything, went in, and I just said to the magistrate, look, history is what it is. Obviously jail's on the cards. I'm not going to pretend it's not. Let's start with there and try to come up with a penalty that's mutually appropriate, one that serves as a deterrent and satisfies community expectations, but one that also doesn't throw a guy under a bridge. And I'm not going to go into the personal background of this gent, but of all the clients that I've acted for, this guy's got a background that, put it this way, most people in the Western world don't know what hardship is, and I'll just leave it at that. This guy's not from here. He's got a background of conflict, and Joe Public within Australia wouldn't have a clue about the hardships that happen to people outside of this country, and those type of traumas can trigger alcoholism, as it has in the case of my client. But so anyway, I took the magistrate through my client's background, linked it to his offending, but also laboured the fact that there's a 4.5 year gap in offending, steps he's taken to try and get himself back on track. And as I spoke, I was able to sort of gradually win the magistrate on board that this is more of a case of this is a damaged soul who needs help rather than someone who needs to be locked in a cage. The short version is I was able to persuade the magistrate to give probation. So that's not actually a punishment or a form of imprisonment, and the magistrate can't give probation unless the client consents. It's a supervisory order. So the fact that the magistrate doesn't have the power to impose it unless the client consents says that it's not a penalty. It's I want to impose an order to make sure you get the help you need. I can't give it to you unless, I'm speaking as the magistrate, I can't give it to you unless you consent. Do you consent? Yes, I do. Okay, with your consent, I impose a period of probation. But of course, you'd be a fool to say no, because they're not going to give a lesser penalty. The only way up from probation is jail. So, needless to say, my client consented. He was given a lengthy disqualification, as you'd expect, but the long and short of it is he did not go to jail. He walked out the back door, not the side door. Him and his partner are now heading off to probation. So we got 3 years probation. It's a lengthy period of time, but it's a hell of a lot better than sitting in jail for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, which would have happened if he wasn't adequately represented and hadn't done everything that I, to his credit, asked him to do, which he did. So 3 years probation. He got a lengthy disqualification, but no jail. He's clearly very relieved. I'm Andrew Wiseman at Richlands Magistrates Court. Thanks for watching. Hi, I'm Andrew Wiseman from Wiseman Lawyers, Queensland's only truly dedicated drug, alcohol and traffic offence law firm. If you face loss of licence, loss of vehicle imprisonment or anything in between at any court in Queensland, we can and will help you today. This is our specialty. This is all we do. Give us a call, 1300 947 352. I look forward to helping you resolve your issue today.